Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all okay. It's Miss Higgins here. This is just a little video from me just to talk a little bit about feedback, why we give feedback and why it's important that your child responds to this feedback as well. So I'm just going to get straight into it. What we're going to do is just going to look at a few examples of the feedback that we give, and then I'm going to show you a few examples of how those children have responded to this feedback. Okay, so hopefully by the end you'll have a really clear kind of picture of how your child should be responding to the feedback that we give on their work as well. So let's just get straight into it and have a look at a little example. So the way that we give feedback, and the reason why we give feedback, is so we can highlight to the children, just like we would when we were in school, what we like about what they're doing, what is good about what they've been doing, so they need to do more of it or keep doing it, and what needs to be tweaked about what they are doing. Okay? Or what they could do further, a challenge that they could set themselves to make their work even better. So that's the way that we've tried to structure our feedback, is we've tried to give a positive. So what do we like about what they're doing? What do they need to keep doing more of? And then also a tweak or a challenge. So for example, here, this child has shown that they have a really clear understanding of the different sentence types because they've written a great simple, compound and complex sentence. Okay, this is all vocabulary that your child will be familiar with. Then I wanted them to do a bit of an extra challenge, so I've asked them if they can have a go at writing a complex sentence with a subordinate clause at the end, because here they've done one at the beginning. Okay, this was kind of an extra extension for this child, okay, to really test their understanding of the different sentence types. So here then, the next day they sent me back this, which was a complex sentence with a subordinate clause at the end. Okay, so they've responded to this feedback, they've snapped a picture of it, and they've sent it back. Perfect. Okay, I can see they've read the feedback, they've understood the feedback, and they have also acted on the feedback by having a go at this challenge. Perfect. Okay, let's have a look at another example. So here then, this child has had a go at their editing, and then what I have done is I've given them a bit of feedback because this sentence, which I can see within their work, doesn't make sense. So rapidly, the stream, an outlet of the Narmada River. And this was something that we were working on in class, was this idea of we need to make our fragments into sentences. So I've asked this child, could you add a predicate to make it make sense? What is the river doing? And they've responded, they've done an absolutely fabulous job. They've said the stream, an outlet of the Narmada River, flowed nearby. They've added that predicate, they've responded to my feedback, now their sentence makes sense. It's just missing something, what's stopping their sentence, and they've told me a full stop. Okay, so can you see here how this dialogue is quite similar to what we might have in class with our children? Okay, and it's really going to help them to develop their work further because they can see exactly what they're doing well and what they need to tweak to make it make sense. Sometimes, if your child needs a bit of extra help, we might send them something a little bit like this. So here, Miss Syson has annotated a child's maths problem to show them exactly where they've gone wrong and given them some next steps to help them get it right. Sometimes it might just look like this. So for example, here I have just drawn out an example with the place value counters to show the child how to rename, or sometimes it might even be a little video of just us modelling it so we can show kind of where they've gone wrong. Then this child has gone back, had a go at another question and followed this correct method, and she's been successful in her maths work. Okay, so by following that feedback, she's been able to go back and be really successful with this method. Okay, so that's just another example of how a child has used the feedback and they've responded to it, and then they have shown that they have been able to be successful. Okay, so the idea then of this is just to show you kind of what feedback should look like, but also how feedback should be responded to. It's really important that children are responding to our feedback and acting on our feedback, and that way they can develop in the same way that they would if we were in school face to face. Okay, because they are still getting that interaction with us and they are still seeing what they're doing right and what they are doing wrong. I hope that helps. I hope that kind of gives you a clear idea of kind of the expectation for the children in terms of what they should be doing when we give this feedback, and that's really going to benefit them in the long run as well, because then they are actually benefiting from our help as teachers too. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Keep going. We only have 1 week left till half term, and we will see you very soon. Goodbye.